Hey guys, so in this video we are going to talk about exact ordinary differential equations with integrating factors. So let's take a look at this equation. We have negative y dx plus x dy equal to 0. So again, first thing that we are going to do is to check if this is an exact equation. So we will take the partial derivative of m with respect to y, and then we will compare that to the partial derivative of n with respect to x. So in this example, we can see na hindi sila equal. Therefore, this equation is not exact. And then, hindi natin to masosolve using the procedure that we have discussed on our previous video. However, if we multiply both sides of our equation here by 1 over x squared, so again, we are multiplying both sides of our equation to maintain equality. And then now we will check if this equation is exact. So taking the partial derivative of our m with respect to y, and then yung partial derivative of n with respect to x, we can now see that this equation is exact. Okay? So all we did was to multiply a non-exact equation by 1 over x squared, and then naging exact na yung equation natin. So we will call this 1 over x squared here an integrating factor. So the next question now is, how do we find or paano natin malalaman kung ano yung integrating factors natin for a non-exact equation? So let's say we have a non-exact equation of the form m of xy dx plus n of xy dy equal to 0. So basically, we will have two theorems here that will give us the integrating factor for our non-exact equation. So first theorem states that if p, which is equal to 1 over n times the partial derivative of m with respect to y minus the partial derivative of n with respect to x is a function of x only, ibig sabihin itong right side na to, x lang yung variable na makikita natin, yung integrating factor natin will be equal to e raised to the integral of p of x dx. Again, this will be our integrating factor if our p is a function of x only. So if our first theorem is not satisfied, we will check the second theorem. Theorem number 2 states that if p equal to 1 over m times the partial derivative of n with respect to x minus the partial derivative of m with respect to y is a function of y only, ibig sabihin itong sa right side natin, y lang yung variable na makikita natin, then yung integrating factor natin will be equal to e raised to the integral of p of y dy. Para mas maintindihan natin yung procedure in getting the integrating factor, let's take a look at this example here. Again, first thing that we are going to do is check if exact ba yung equation natin. Taking the partial derivative of m with respect to y, that will be equal to 2y. And then yung partial derivative of n naman natin with respect to x, that will be equal to negative y. So we can see here that this condition is not satisfied, therefore our equation is not exact. So next na gagawin natin is we will try to find if there is an integrating factor that we can multiply to this equation to make it exact. So again, yung gagamitin natin is either theorem 1 or theorem 2, whichever of those two is satisfied. So in this example, tingnan natin yung theorem 1. We will just substitute the values of our variables here. So for n, that is equal to negative xy. And then yung partial derivative of m naman with respect to y, that will be equal to 2y minus the partial derivative of n with respect to x. So that is equal to negative y. And then if we simplify this, we can see that our p here will be equal to negative 3 over x. Therefore, our p is a function of x only kasi x lang yung variable na nakikita natin dito. Ibig sabihin, our integrating factor will be given by e raised to the integral of p of x dx. Okay, so evaluating the integral in our exponent here, and then further simplifying, we will have our integrating factor equal to x raised to negative 3. So next thing that we will do is we will simply multiply this integrating factor to both sides of our non-exact equation. So we will now have x plus y squared over x cubed dx minus y over x squared dy equal to 0. So to check kung exact na ngayon itong equation na ito, yung gagawin lang natin is we will take the partial derivative of m with respect to y and then compare that to the partial derivative of n with respect to x. So we can now see here that these two values are equal, therefore this equation is now exact. So next na hahanapin na natin ngayon is yung solution ng differential equation natin. So to obtain the general solution f, again, we can either use m or n. So ngayon yung gagamitin naman natin is yung n, which is equal to negative y over x squared. Integrating both sides of our equation with respect to y, we will have f equal to negative y squared over 2x squared plus c. Again, with respect to y, therefore we treated x as our constant. So ibig sabihin, itong constant of integration c natin dito will be a function of x. So to obtain the value of this k of x here, yung gagamitin naman natin for the next step will be yung m. Kasi n yung ginamit natin kanina, ngayon m naman. Recall that m is equal to the partial derivative of f with respect to x. And from our exact equation, m is equal to x plus y squared over x cubed. And then i-equate lang natin to sa partial derivative of f natin with respect to x. Again, yung f natin will be yung f na nakuha natin kanina. The partial derivative with respect to x will be equal to y squared over x cubed plus k prime of x. So we can actually subtract y squared over x cubed from both sides of our equation. And now we are left with x equal to k prime of x. Again, this is not equal to the k of x doon sa taas. To obtain the value of k of x, yung gagawin natin is we will integrate both sides of our equation here. So we will have x squared over 2 equal to k of x. So again, recall that the solution of an exact differential equation is given by f of xy equal to c. Therefore, yung solution natin dito will be equal to negative y squared over 2x squared plus x squared over 2 equal to c. Or we can further simplify this. So yung gagawin natin, we can multiply both sides of our equation by 2. So we will now have, okay, unahin lang natin yung positive. So we will have x squared minus y squared over x squared equal to 2 times c. 2 times a constant number, that is still a constant number. So pwedeng c pa rin yung isulat natin dito. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.